Hello graphic designers, this is Mr. Granlund here, and I want to go over how to use vector to create a t-shirt design. Now to start off, this link here is also in the Schoology course for this assignment. There's a link to this and it'll take you through step by step how to create this. Now if you don't want to create a picture of a camera, there's other ways. You can create any sort of image that you want, but you want to use some of the same tools and techniques that they use to make this. In order to use vectr.com, you might need to sign up for an account using your school email. Once that's done, which is a simple process, you'll be able to use all the features with it for free. Now, in drawing any sort of thing, you have shapes and drawing tools on the left. You're going to have pages and layers in the top left corner. And on the right side, you're going to have some other functions as well, as like creating a new file, exporting, which will be needed when you finish this project, file settings, which you might not need, and snapping and grid. Okay, so these are just some functions off to the right. The primary function that you're going to have is you're going to create shapes here. So like a rounded rectangle. And it automatically has a color. Now you might not like this color. You can change those colors on the right side. You see the background color, border colors, how thick that border is. If you want a shadow, what color you want that shadow to be, so on and so forth. You also will need to add different shapes together. So I'm going to change this. Maybe I want a blue color, and I click on the color chip here and I select a color. And to add another rounded rectangle to this rectangle, I'm going to click and drag out another one. So far I have two separate rectangles. They're separate shapes. If I want to combine them together to make one shape, I can click on one, hold the shift button down, and click on the other shape. And then I have this dialog that comes up. It says unite, subtract, intersect, or exclude. And that's the way that these shapes are going to be combined into one shape. I'm going to unite and add. And even though I'm using very simple shapes, by combining them in different ways, I can create more complicated shapes. Now these three shapes are not the only shapes that you have. You also have custom shapes that you can draw with the pen tool. To do that, you're going to click points, and if you click and drag those points, it'll make it more of a curved line. If I just click singleton clicks, it's going to create straight lines. If I want to fill this in, I can click in here. I can select color. If I don't want a border, I can decrease the border size there. And I can also fill it with different kinds of gradients or even an image. Now there's lots of options that you can click through and kind of experience yourself. And let's say I wanted to add this shape to this shape. I can hold shift and click on the one shape, continue holding shift and click on the other shape, and I can decide how I want these shapes to be added or subtracted. We also have some functions here that pop up, like the flip horizontal and the flip vertical. Those might be of interest to you depending on if you're following the tutorial or you're doing something for yourself. But I want you to try all of these tools, try some of these things on the right, and go through and make an interesting design.